One thing that parents never talk to their kids about enough is that you shouldn't marry into family or get in relationships with people whose family members are very difficult to deal with. There's this connotation that love conquers all, and if they love you, they should stand up to their family. And then once you become husband and wife or a couple, like everything else doesn't matter, that this is your family now. And yes, while I agree with that, once you already made the mistake, and you guys already kind of already have kids together and everything like that, sure, this is your life now. It's kind of whatever. But I bet you if you could go back in time, you would tell yourself, I'm not going to pick the person that has family members that don't like me because I know how difficult it is because they don't ever really go away. No matter how much we like to think that those family members are, now your extended family, they're still your family. And guess what? The best family dynamic is when both in laws get along and you have a village behind you when you have children, and your children have cousins that they play with, and grandma and grandpa are actively involved in their life. I'm just saying, at the first sign that you can't get along with your family, you need to run. You don't need to make it work. That's not a sign to push harder. It's a sign of look into your future and realize that dynamic is just going to get worse and it's always going to be a fucking problem in your life. At that dinner, I was so scared that she was going to get back with Dave because Molly did this whole speech about like he should have stood up for you and all this other stuff. And one of the reasons why I think that he didn't pick Molly was because she had a very clear vision of who she was. And oftentimes she would call him out for his stuff. She was really chill and really understanding about a lot of things. But whenever it came down to his personality flaws, she very adamantly would tell him like he was wrong. And I'm sorry, in that aspect, I feel like Lauren's just a little bit easier to manipulate because I don't think he realizes he's always trying to kind of push the buttons a little bit to make you try to take the blame for something he did. For instance, that conversation that's in the restaurant, he starts off saying that, he was wrong, that he should have, did this and, he needs to work on some things, right? And then she said something along the lines of like, well, you never called. And then he kind of gets defensive and is like, well, you have a phone too. You never called me. First off, she's the girl. Do you want to be the girl in this relationship, Dave? Because that kind of sounds like what you are. And then when she claps back and says, why should I always be the one that calls? I'm always the one extending myself. Why are you not extending yourself? I've been trying to make this work. Then he steps back and says, okay, you're right. Don't go back to that. That cycle is always going to happen. He has some issues he needs to work on. He's not ready to be married because obviously he can't make his own decision. But just think about if you have to go through his sister every single time you guys need to make a major decision in your life, like what the fuck? What kind of a marriage is